Skillet Sports presents...
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's the Sizzle back in the building. Jay, I'm here. You're here. What's good, bro? How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, man. Everything's going great, man. It's wonderful. Hey, man, you ever had a situation, man? I'm trying to get my tail light to work, and every time I go back there, it's blinking. But when I go down the street, people talking about, hey, man, you made a turn without your tail light. I'm like, man, my tail light was working, man. Then I go back there, the tail light gets going, blink, blink, blink. And then I come back, and the tail light go, man. So I don't know, man. That's what, I don't know. What am I going to do? I need to get somebody.
You have to change the bulb, sir. That you have to change the bulb.
Oh, dude, I ain't Mr. Fix It, bro. I'm Mr. Drive It. You know?
Okay. So, Mr. Drive It, do you know what we're getting ready to do today?
What we got going on, bro?
Man, we've got an interview with a legend from Northwest Indiana, from the region, from the 219.
Yeah.
So right now, before we get to do anything else, man, we're going to introduce our listeners to Charles Duke Tanner of Gary, Indiana, of the 219. We're getting ready to talk to the champ here on The Sizzle. All right, well, so we talk about rolling with it all. Let's talk about the person who's rolled with it all. He's rolled with the punches. He's done it all, and he's back on the scene, baby. He's lean, mean, and he's back right here, right now, on The Sizzle. You know who it is. It's Duke Tanner. Champ, what's going on? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm blessed, man. I'm thankful to be here, man. I'm, like always, I'm going to give my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ all the praise and glory for this moment.
Yes. Most definitely, man. It is so good to talk to you. We've been working to get this interview for the people. So I know it's so many questions that everybody wants to know. So let's just jump into it. Let's start from the beginning. So when you started boxing, when you started going down this road to be a professional athlete, what was it that led you down the road to be a champion?
With boxing, it really came from my dad. My dad used to fight and my older brother. And, my dad had caught an addiction and my brother stopped boxing. So I wanted to use boxing to become, that figure and come back closer to my daddy or whatnot. That pushed me and I fell in love with the sport. At first, I was just doing it because I thought, that would make him spend more time with me like he did with my older brother. But when he wasn't, it just made me want to fight even more and learn more and fight even harder. And that's what I did. And then it turned into when I graduated from high school, I told him, listen, you go this route, I'm going to turn pro and we ain't going to never look back. And that was my motivation.
Yeah, the motivation, man. It's something when we talk to young people all the time about being motivated and staying motivated and how they get themselves motivated and how they get themselves prepared. So tell some listener, young person who really wants to know, you've had some wins, you've had some losses, but what was the greatest loss that you've taken? Just to give young people a perspective on what it takes to lose and then come back and win again.
One of the big losses was, a lot of betrayal that I went through my incarceration. But, I looked at it as a lot of people look at it as a loss, but I look at it, it humbled me. It helped me get to where I am today because I had to get that one-on-one relationship with God or whatnot. And I would tell a younger person that, a lot of things, they got that fight in the inside of them. They got to pull it out because, you got to self-rehabilitate at times. And that's what people will be scared to do. That's like that, knowing that one-on-one to where it go back into where, you say you conquer yourself. Once you can conquer yourself, it's better than conquering 1,000. And that's what's wrong today. A lot of people, they're not conquering themselves. They got the help from others. And I'm not saying that you don't want to get help, but you got to conquer yourself before you can do anything else.
Duke, for those that don't know your story, go give us a synopsis of the Duke Tanner story and how you got from where you came from and how you got here. Just tell the people who don't know you, who need to know you, what's your story?
Oh well, I had a 96-10 amateur boxing record. I turned pro straight out of high school. I'm from Gary, Indiana. Um, I turned pro at 18 years old, and I had a 19-0 professional record with 11 knockouts.
Wow.
I I fought on ESPN in Hammond at the Civic Center, my
Okay.
first live TV fight or whatnot, and I beat George Blaze in a 10-round fight.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, I was on my way. Roy Jones Jr. was the fight that I was chasing, the big money fight, but I took some shortcuts and I broke the law. And in 2000, September 1st, 2004, I was arrested for purchasing 5 kilograms or more of cocaine. I exercised my constitutional right, went to trial, and I was given a double life sentence. And I was sent away with a double life sentence in 2004. And in 2016, based off of a new law that came, my life sentences was dropped down to 30 years, which had gave me an outdate of November 23rd, 2030,
Okay.
which is 10 years from now. But
Yeah.
October 1st, October 21st of 2020, President Trump granted my clemency and I was released. And now I'm standing right here. I mean, I'm sitting right here talking to you guys right now.
Duke, tell us about the day you found out that you were going to be released. First thing, think about that you're going to be released in 2030. I mean, that was a long way off, and you're like, man, it looks like I might be having an opportunity to get back in the world. But what was that feeling like when you found out that President Trump had granted your clemency? Tell us what did that feel like? Was it what was it must have been unbelievable. You must have thought you were in a dream.
Yeah, like I told people, which I thank President Trump for what he done for me, and as well as many other things he's done for the system. Because at one part, that system was a part of me.
Yeah.
That community was my community. So therefore, just like people know what's going on out here in this world, in this society, it's a whole different world, different society behind those walls.
Yeah.
And that day I was let go, and I was put into a hotel. Like I told another reporter before, like I don't think nothing can overcome that feeling
Hmm.
as far as a free gift, besides the most important free gift that anyone could get is, their salvation from, Jesus Christ, and it was for
Right.
free. So of course I would never override that. But the next close thing to that would be my freedom,
Yeah.
because it was once said that I would never come home. I was 24 years old and was told that I was gonna die in prison. I lost every appeal. Um, and I was just sitting there, and it was my first arrest. It wasn't a murder.
Yeah.
It wasn't no murder on the case. It was a drug conspiracy with actually 15 sham kilos of cocaine with no money. So, and I'm not justifying anything because I did break the law.
Yeah.
I was there to purchase the drugs, but the time don't fit the crime. And
Right.
to my understanding, when the Trump administration read my petition, they said that, a red flag came up. How can you give a first time offender a life sentence? I didn't even have a parking ticket.
Yeah. You had no priors, nothing like that. So that would just seem like way over the top of a sentence to
Right.
give out.
Right.
Right.
But it happened
It's
though, and it's over with now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
so in moving forward, I know that you have the passion for the fight game, but what is it that you do now? How do you pick up and put the pieces back together now that you've been released and now that you have a chance to be out and tell your story? What do you do now?
Oh man, I'm fighting again, man. September 4th,
Wow.
2021. I picked a date. I hope that they come on and find a solution to this COVID situation for many reasons. It's sad about all the lives that we lost, but I pray that they come and find a vaccine soon,
Mhm.
so this country can move on and we can get to moving around again. And if that's so, September 4th, Labor Day weekend, 2021, either here and somewhere in this 219 area, you'll be
Okay.
seeing Duke lace him up again and try his hand.
That'll be amazing. So tell me something. What do you think about the boxing game right now as you've seen the landscape since you've been home? What are your thoughts and opinions of the boxers who are out and the style of what's happened to boxing since you've been gone? What do you think about
And I'm a fighter, so boxing been around for hundreds of years, and it's never going nowhere. You know, it's got its moments. It's just like a fight.
it? Hmm.
Sometimes you looking good early on, then you take off, then you pick back up, you take off. I just think it's getting into a chance to where it's gonna pick back up, and I pray that I'm a part of the reason why it picked back up because I feel like I still got it, man. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Right.
Is there anybody in particular right now you're looking at in the fight game? You're saying, if a few things go right here, this is a guy who I really want to meet in the ring. Somebody you've been looking at. You got anybody you got your eye on which way you want to go?
Man, it's only right if Roy just fought.
Yeah,
Hmm.
That's my favorite fighter, man.
yeah,
And to me, in boxing, you supposed to lose to the guy that either you and comes up under
right.
you and so I didn't get that chance. So by him just fighting, I just pray that he got one more left in him and he let me get that shot. And I would love to do it at the Diamond Center in Gary, Indiana, man. I mean, at the baseball field.
Wow, that would be amazing. Hey, man, I know you saw the fight. So you saw the Tyson and Jones fight. So
Right.
first of all, you got to give me what was your take on what you saw from Jones and Tyson?
Man, listen, man. Whenever I don't care who you are, when you put those gloves on and you step up under that ropes, you got the most courage in the world because
Mhm.
anybody anybody can't do it. You know,
Yeah,
Right.
look what happened to the basketball player.
Right.
yeah. I know, right?
Take
Yeah.
nothing from him. Take nothing from
He
him
went
because
in
he
there.
had courage. He went in there. He got knocked down. He got back up.
Yeah,
And to be honest, that's how I would like to leave. I don't
Hmm.
want to leave nothing in there. If you leave me on the ground. Pick
see,
me up and take me out.
like they should
That's
carry
a
you out in your shield. That's right.
carry you out in your shield. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
sir.
for them to go in there and go 8 rounds at their age,
Yeah,
I think they was both in great health, and I think they lit a fire back to boxing because they lit a fire in me, and I hope Roy got one more in them. I can make that weight, and we need to be getting it on sometime in late 2021 or early 2022.
yeah. This is the amazing time in athletics now, especially with guys taking care of their nutrition, take care of their bodies. Used to be a
Right.
time 40 years old, you wouldn't think guys could go in there and be competitive,
It was
but we're
done.
seeing now guys are literally in their prime at 40. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They've got the mental game down, the physical game down. They know how to control themselves inside the ring. Tell us, what type of fighter are you? Are you a calculated type of guy? Are you a guy who's just going to read what the other fighter is going to give you? Or are you just going to impose your will on the guy and he's just going to have to deal with it?
I mean, to be honest, my style was Roy's style. He
Okay.
was the Floyd Mayweather in my area. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I got to make sure my legs gonna be still under me, and I got to see how I feel to get hit again.
Yeah.
But I think that once I get in the gym and see, and after all I've been through, I got the patience and I got the discipline to push through whatever I got coming to me. And I don't want to do an exhibition. I don't want to play. I want to fight. I mean, the best man win. That's the attitude I got on it. And if I can't get it with Roy, I'm not afraid of none of these younger guys. What can they do? Give me a black eye or something, it'll heal. It can't
Yeah.
be no worse than what I came from. But I feel like that I can still box. I feel like my legs still under me. I feel strong. I see my speed. I feel my speed still there. But like I said, I got to get in there and start getting hit again and see how I feel like.
How do you, after the time you've been incarcerated, these 16 years plus, how do you get back in shape? How do you get yourself back to getting hit again? How do you prepare again for a match against an opponent?
Well, boxing, see what people fail to realize, it's worse than when if I would have been home and I'm going to the gym, sparring out of shape, getting hit with shots that I shouldn't get hit with. Now
Mhm.
that's damage to the brain. I haven't been getting hit. So it's more just like, taking the rust off. Yeah, your legs go. And with me, I use my legs a lot. So like even in the Roy fight. But if you watch the fight, if you really notice, he still had his legs up on him. That's just like
Mhm.
Mike. He still had the power. It's just something. Your gift is the last thing to leave.
Mhm.
So with me, it's a lot different because I haven't been getting hit. So
Right.
I trained and worked out in prison. When COVID came, it locked us down or
Yeah.
whatnot. So I didn't do nothing for like 6, 7 months. But I actually started working out Monday. It's a video that's got posted. I actually held the pass for my son, and then
Mhm.
we did a little high intensity training that I will be doing for the next 2 months.
Mhm.
And you guys will see, like, I'm ready to push forward. And like I said, I gotta try. It's no way I can live with myself if I don't fight again.
Yeah, to me that's amazing.
You're a real turnaround story. It's almost like the phoenix is rising out of the ashes. Where a life, literally, you've been given a rebirth. Can you
Right.
tell us what
Resurrection.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can you tell
Right.
us what that feels like to be able to step, to say, man, I'm going to step back into this ring. I'm stepping back into my life. You actually were able, and you say you mentioned about your son. You're actually able to hug your son. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Again, and all these type of things. Tell us what that feels like right now. Like, man, I'm rising from the dead, literally. Tell us what people out here, they really want to know, what does that feel like? What does your future look like? Tell us about that.
Oh man, I was just telling a friend of mine now, like, I don't understand how fathers is not in their children's lives,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it's like, it's our job, to enrich their minds. And I'm so thankful that I was able to have a relationship with my son.
Yeah.
I left when he was 2 years old. He's a freshman in college now,
Wow.
18 years old. So for me to be able to hold a pass for him, for me to be able to hug him or him lean on me,
Oh yeah.
and I speak to his friends, and they see certain things and listen to me, it's just a beautiful thing. So, you know, we have to, if we really want this next generation to be something, we got to be a part of them. And it starts with us.
Yeah.
We're the head, and being the head isn't just to tell everybody what to do. We got to have some type of conscience. We got to have a vision. We got to have something to give them. And that's all a part of this struggle that I believe I went through things for, to come back. And now you see this, to where it's not just about me getting let go from prison now. It's more about, man, if you see me hugging my son at the airport when I got out, I think every man should have went home and woke their kids up when they saw that video,
Yeah.
or woke or whatever, went to their school, picked them up, and just hugged them and told them that they love them because they there in their life or whatnot. And that's what it's more about. And if we start getting into our children's lives and being the fathers, and and enriching their minds, imagine how the generations will be. You got a lot of fathers, even in prison, they don't reach out to the kids. They don't write. We got so many different avenues in the BOP to contact your family. Meaning,
Yeah.
I mean, and it should be a whole lot more, but you can write, you could visit, you could call, you could email. You know, you could do all these things. Use them. You know what I mean? And that's something, that we also gotta come together as a collective on, and come into these neighborhoods. And what better place to start is into the cities that you played a role in
Yeah.
destroying some of the communities. That's how I look at it. This is a way for me to show true redemption. This is a way for me to show my rehabilitation, and some was self-taught. And what better way to use it as in the boxing ring, my prison sentence, as far as the clemency, and going into the neighborhoods that I was once a part of destroying with the narcotics that I was allowed to be put back into the streets.
Yeah.
From reading your story and going forward in what you've done, I was reading about a Dron Smith who was helping as an assistant to the president for domestic policy, as he's
Right,
worked with Indiana Senator Eddie Melton to get you
right,
released, to get you
right,
to this point. So let's talk about that. You've
right,
Now that you're out, and now that
right.
you have some plans in motion, and you've worked with Eddie on putting some things together, what is it that you plan to do for the community moving forward and helping young people, the generation after you, to help them make better decisions as they go forward.
See, but that's another thing what I tell people, like, with my freedom, it was just ordained to go the way that it happened. If you
Mm-hmm.
look at it, you have people, for instance, the senator is a Democrat, but he
Mm-hmm.
worked with the Republicans to help me.
Yeah.
He was there when I got released, drove me back from Philly. You know what I mean? The Trump administration and many others, Alice Marie Johnson, who Kim Kardashian got out,
Mm-hmm.
Amy Poehler from the Can Do Foundation,
Yeah.
Weldon Angelos, um, Brittany Bird from the Buried Alive Project. All those people came together as a collective. Angela King, so many different other people were steady talking about, hey, here go a good case. Check this Duke case out. Or
Yeah.
check this out. So now you get all these people and they came together as a collective. And guess what? It ended up on the president desk. It ended up in his administration desk. They took it and they used it. So now that's the thing that we need to do out here. We
Mm-hmm.
need to come together in these communities and get the same thing done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like with that being said, we gotta come together as a collective. And if we don't, things gonna still be like how it is. And I'm thankful for the senator. And me and the senator that is putting together some nonprofits. We putting together a nonprofit to try to give back and start some things in the city of Gary. We thinking about doing something with the Power program,
Yeah.
which that I grew up with under the
Mm-hmm.
boxing era, to reunite the children and the people in the communities back with the police because
Right.
of what's going on so much in the police. Because when I was coming up and I used to go to the gym, a lot of the police used to come down to the gym, so I'm seeing them. So now
Mm-hmm.
if I'm out in the neighborhood and a certain police come past and I'm with some of my friends or whatnot, I'll be like, hey, don't run. That's Officer so and so.
Right.
He cool. He ain't gonna be on that. So now if we could get that back, things could be better.
Yeah.
Now you ain't got to worry about your kid getting killed or your kid getting shot. And like I said, if we started here in Gary, let's push it on. Then we'll push it to other cities and push it to other states. Before you know it, it's a domino effect in a good way and not in a bad way.
It would be great, Duke, and I hear what you're saying because a lot of neighborhoods, especially when I was growing up, you had boxers and they had the boxing gyms, and
Right.
and guys had that was a place for people to go, young men to go, learn discipline, be mentored
Hmm.
by older gentlemen out in the street, and take that aggression that they built up and actually use it for something positive. And that would be
Right.
something. And I'm wondering, are you looking at possibly opening up a gym or something like that here in the Gary area, possibly to regenerate the boxing back in the areas in the neighborhoods like it used to be? There used to be boxing gyms in the neighborhoods, and we don't see that often anymore.
Yeah, we looking with the senator right now with actually my old middle school, Tolliston, which is the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So therefore, we will have a group of people, you know what I mean, and not just all dealing with boxing, with people going to the Boys and Girls Club,
yeah.
and hopefully we can get that started and get it back up and running.
Yeah, I know Miss Rose would be very excited over at the John Will Anderson JWA over at the Boys and Girls Club to get those young people some programs to really work with them and get that community involvement. I remember, and as you said, the Power League was so important. It was that time that you could connect young people to the community and the community back.
Right.
It was an impactful program, and it's sad that we haven't had that extension. But with you and Senator Melton moving forward, is there some program that you really want to work on right now that would move forward in 2021?
Right, yeah, that's one of them, and
Okay.
but also I'm thinking about starting my own brand, as well with a gym or whatnot, and pushing, and we got a list of things. Me and Eddie actually supposed to do some brainstorming this week or whatnot, and we putting all these different ideas on the table, and we're gonna come together, like I said, and um and make something happen. But believe me, we're going to attack these communities, and that's what made me and Eddie so close because, a lot of things I even wanted to do before I went to prison.
Yeah.
He was doing them on the political side,
Mm-hmm.
on the 100% legit. And even when I was boxing, before I even started to break the law, I done a lot of things back with the with the school systems and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So for to see Eddie take it and take it to another level, it was just meant for us to come together, and that's how it was aligned. And you know, we joined by the hip right now to try to make this city a little better than what it is, and really to start other cities to follow our blueprint.
Right, right.
Because the
You know
power
what?
program is breaking down all over now. The power program
Yeah,
is big all over the world.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, you know, we got to bring it back. And what's the best time now dealing with all the police situations?
Hmm.
So, Duke, let's ask a question now. What you're back right now, and
Hmm.
when you're talking to young people, what is the message that you're trying to get over to them? When you look into their eyes, I know you can see yourself. And if you could look back at yourself again and give advice, what advice would you give to these young people right now that they need to hear from a person who's been where they are and who's come back to tell them this is what you need to do?
Well, I think a lot of these younger guys, they need to know, they need to learn patience.
Yeah,
You know, that's something I didn't have as a kid, you know. Um, I think they need to start having a vision and trying to stick to it. And when, you know, things are not like how they want them to be, they still gotta have patience, and they gotta have something to build a motivation up to hold off, to not go left, to
yeah,
try to continue to go straight. But I feel sad because they also need more than a person like myself. They need more people.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They need more people telling them that they can do it. They need more people enriching them and giving them different ideas and trying to develop them instead of trying to make them be something that they might not want to be.
yeah.
Like my son might not want to be a boxer. How
Right,
can I make him be a boxer? But let me learn him and try to help develop him
right,
to become the man that he's supposed to be.
right.
You know what I mean? And that's what real leadership is. It's not about just, oh, I made him. No, God make man.
Right.
But we help develop them and bring the best out of them. And that's what, you know, that's my message to them. Asking them, what do you like?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? What do you want to be? Now, if you don't know, then yeah, we learn them a little bit and try to
Yeah.
see what they're good at, and we got them to it. But if we're not talking to them, it's nothing. We gotta have communication with these up and coming kids, and if we don't, it's gonna just get worse and worse.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing right now. I was going to ask you, with your son, is he interested in boxing? Is this a path that he is looking to take moving forward?
Listen, man. Right now, I got a football scholarship.
All right.
Okay.
I held a pass for him for the first time, man, and you know, he used to go to a gym when he was a kid, like nine, eight,
Yeah.
9 years old.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I hold a pass for him. He listening real well. He running the combinations out. You know, I wouldn't stop him, you know, but you know, that's gonna be a call he have to make. I think though he'll have to really show me that he really want to do it. I don't know how he would act when somebody hitting him back because the pass don't hit back, you know.
That's
So
true.
you know, but I believe if he want to do it, he can do it. It's in him, and once again, that come to what he want to do. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about. You know, so if he want to do it, I'm gonna push him to the limit, and he'll be getting in there soon. But you know, it's up to him. But he gonna learn it anyway
Yeah.
because it's a part of the workout. It should help him with his football and
Right.
everything. But he was looking pretty nice though. I was man, I was proud of him. You know, and for me to be a fighter, you know, it almost had me teary at it, holding the pads. I had to stop and take them off. You know.
Hmm.
You know, and let's recognize people. This is Duke Tanner's kid. Cause get that understood. Now he can still throw them hands. Cause
It's my only boy, you know, so my only child. So, you know, that's like crazy. You know, I left him when he was 2 years old. He a man. He been driving me around and doing everything, you know.
that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. You know, for a lot of people, they don't realize. Man, I know some people who came back home after a while, and they say the same thing for everybody else. The world goes on. and the world sort of stopped for them. We know you did a lot of educational programs on the inside. People don't recognize that for your clemency to be granted, there was a lot of things you needed to do. And there was a lot of things you needed to be a model citizen inside. The educational programs that you were part of. There was so many people think, oh, he just got clemency. Oh, no. That clemency was earned. Let's rest assured about that. About that. And this man has recreated himself. And then we got an opportunity to get back out here. That's why I'm so excited to talk to you, Duke. But I was talking to Greg earlier, and he said, "Man, I got the call." I said, "What call is that?" He said, "Duke Tanner." I said, "Shut up, man. No, you don't tell me you had Duke Tanner calling." He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Because, man, your story's so inspirational, man. It really is." And I'm telling somebody, I called my own son today, who's 29, and I said, "Man, we gonna talk to Duke Tanner today." He's like, "For real, Dad? You gonna talk to Duke Tanner?" I was like, "Yeah, because everybody knows your story. And it's so inspirational. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so excited for you, man, being back out here. Because I really think guys like you who have been on both sides of the coin, it's people like you who need to be able to lead, especially our young men, back to where they need to be. Right now, you got so much black on black crime going on that's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? It's just not necessary. And when you have a fella like you who says, "Hey, look, let me show you another way." There's education. Take that same energy you're using on the streets and put that energy into yourself to be positive. And that's why I'm so excited for you, Duke. I really am. I hope you can see it on my face, man. I'm excited for you. You know what I'm saying? And wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, let's let know the Sizzle Brothers going to be right there with you. You know what I'm saying? And leading you on, man. Because it's people like you who have gone out and made a turn in their life. And I believe you're going to really affect a lot of young men out here, hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands of young men all around the country, all around the world, because your story not only translates to the United States, but it can go all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Because your story is a story of redemption. And I don't care where you find yourself in life, there is a way that you can better yourself and better other people. So I'm just excited for you, man. I'm so excited, man. I'm looking forward to this. And if I can afford them front row seats for that Roy Jones fight, I will definitely be there.
He got to take he got to take it. But I like to leave you guys with something that to cover what you're saying.
Yeah.
And with me, it's like this. This is what I feel. Somebody can tell they 12, 13-year-old kid or however age, it's a two-way, it's a win-win situation with me. You can say, "Hey, look, you see this guy, Duke Tanner, read this. I don't want you to be like him. He wasted his talent.
Yeah.
He didn't do the right things. Don't do that." But you could tell that same kid, that same parent can tell the kid, like, "Look, you see that guy, Duke Tanner, he messed up. He got up. He rehabilitated. He showed redemption. He gave back. And this is a part of life." So with that being said, that will push these kids and push this next generation for the people who got a strike on their back to let them know that it's not over. But it also will push the other kids that it'll teach them patience and can, make sure that they can know too. It take 1 second. My whole life changed before that. 2 life sentences, bam, it's over with. Lost my mother, my father since I've been gone. Like you said, time keep pushing.
Yeah.
The only one it stopped for is you.
Yeah.
But if you let it stop, I didn't let it stop for me. So, we can't go back and forth about who did what or why this person get this or got that. No, we gotta try to come together and fight some of these laws, I agree. But on the other hand, let's try to make some of these kids not even have to go through that. So if they stand straight, then they won't have to worry about it. And that's the angle I'm on, and I'm pushing with it, and I'm pushing aggressive with it, and I'm not going to stop.
You know what's amazing is how an interview can evolve into 3 fathers sitting talking about their sons and the joy and passion that they get from watching their children and making sure that they do things the right way. And so we commend you, man, for really, I have a 22-year-old, good grief. He's getting ready to be 22 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Malik. So,
Happy birthday, Malik. Coming from me, champ.
hey, man,
Appreciate
we're
that.
going to get him. He's got a game tomorrow. He's a Valpo student, and he is looking at your example. He was the one, and my nephew, who said, look, man, y'all got you gonna interview Duke. And I was like, yeah, we got that. And he was like, yeah, man. That's an inspiration.
Yeah.
And to hear it from young people when they
Right.
say it's an inspiration, it truly, that means you're touching lives as you move around. So before we go, I know to get out of here. I know that your time is short. Listen, man, you left the people with something really great. Is there one last thing that you want to say before we walk out the door for everybody who's listening?
Man, please, y'all, man, put them guns down.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it. You know, and it's not just about just saying black on black crime, no crime. You know, we're in a crisis right now. You know, so many people has lost their lives. So many people is just doing hard time right now, in prison and out of prison. We got to come together as a collective and make this world better. But it don't start all the way at the top. It start at the bottom. And we got to do it all together. And that's what's going to make it better. Martin Luther King granddaughter said something, a great-granddaughter said something at George Floyd, something that they had for George Floyd that I watched. And she said that the movement right now is the strongest, it's the biggest. But if we don't come together and if we come together as a collective and we push and we do the right things, her generation will live what her father's dream was. We got the moment right now. We got to stop looking at the color of our skins. We got to stop making excuses. And we got to push aggressively to come together as a collective to make this world a better place. And I'm going to do my part. So I just pray other people jump on top of it. And it started in our own home. What I mean from the bottom. It started in your home. Then it go outside to your neighborhood, your block, your neighborhood, your city, however you want to go. That's what we got to push. And I thank y'all for having me, man. And go home and hug y'all sons, man.
No
Tell your
doubt,
son
man.
happy birthday, man. I keep mine with mine, and he hugs me every day, no matter what. And he gonna do it every time I see him.
Hey man, we appreciate you and everything that you do, man. Everything that you stand for. We behind you 100%, man. And whatever you need, all you gotta do is call, put up the bat signal, and we on the way. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you.
All right, man. I thank you guys, man. And I'll be seeing you guys soon. And like I said, so far, man, if everything go right, September 4th, 2021, Duke will be back in there, man. Don't go to the bathroom or nothing, because it might be a quick night, champ.
Oh, sounds good.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick one, yeah. One or the other, and our prayers be on the top. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. God bless, man, and thank y'all.
I appreciate
God
you, man.
bless.
All right, peace out.
Woo, baby.
Man,
That was hot fire.
Man.
Ooh. That was
wow.
hot.
A guy, man, a guy like that, man, who's really not only another lease on life that he got, but to take life by the reins and saying, hey, I'm going to go out here. The thing, what's great about this interview with him, that you never heard a man once say that he was sorrowful about anything that happened.
Right.
He never was on the blame game, wasn't complaining. No. He was just like, man, I'm just happy to hug my son again. He's telling people to go out there and hug your son again. I mean, really just inspirational, man, beyond inspirational. I'm just so excited a man like that who's been given a second chance, but he earned that second chance. Don't get it twisted now. He earned that second chance. Had he not been doing what he was supposed to be doing, he wouldn't have had opportunity to get out. And now he's getting out and he's making a difference in this world. Let me tell you, so it ain't over till it's over. There's no doubt about that.
Well, we were so blessed to have him. No excuses given, and all he's doing is moving forward. So you were listening to an interview that we did with Charles Duke Tanner here on The Sizzle. Baby, the hottest talk in the 219, the only talk in the 219. You know what it is. You know what we came to give you. We come to give you the hotness every time you see us. For J Sizzle and for G Sizzle, we'll see you on the other side.